this is Varda Sharma. I have something very exciting to share. I have my latest release with rubberstamps.com live. It's a set of 6 stamp sets, and I would like to show you the stamp sets as well as inspiration I created with them. So let's get started.
So here we are. The first pair or the first two sets are both watercolor themed. This is the large watercolor florals and this is the small watercolor florals. They have a mix of flowers and leaves which are almost like brush stroked, or the design is almost like you have loosely painted them with the brush, watercolor brush basically. So that's what this pair is. You can use each of them separately or you can use them together. I have created cards by using them separately for now for the purpose of this video, and you will see them in the coming days, but I definitely want to combine and make something together. The intention behind creating this size or a large size of flowers was also that you don't have to restrict yourself to A2 cards or smaller cards and have to do a lot of stamping or put in a lot of images to create larger pieces of art. So if you are wanting to do 5x7 cards or even canvases or larger pieces of say wall art, by all means, I think this will be a fantastic pair to have together. The sentiments here are very much flowy, scripty. In fact, these ones are almost like you have painted them with a brush, and that is also intentional so that they can all cohesively work together. For this set, I created 2 cards. The first one is plain and simple. You must have seen this on my Instagram stories. I had a boo-boo here, but I covered it up with a beautiful butterfly. And the sentiment is also from this set, and the florals images, everything here is from this set. And then I did the same thing but a different style of card where I did watercolor background brush, like just a wash of different colors in the background, and then stamped on top. And in both of these I kept my very favorite technique of adding pencil or colored pencil. I think I use Polychromos in both of these, pencil details on top. That just takes each image to another level instead of simply stamping them flat. And I will probably recreate one of the cards to showcase this technique. I also have another video where I'm doing the same technique, where I'm stamping solid images and adding pencil details, pencil line details. So that is about this stamp set. And then the next 2 cards are something which I never thought I could create. Like honestly, with this set I created these 2 cards. They are so not my style, way out of my comfort zone. Being this loose and this not structured is very difficult for me. I mean, for somebody who has done a lot of project management work, I think some of you might be able to relate how hard it is to give up control. But what I did was I actually wet my paper, the watercolor paper. This is actually Canson mixed media paper. I wet the paper and then I stamped each of these in distress oxide inks. Somewhere I even went out of the script. I added additional leaves. Like for example, here I did something. I think I did something here also, just a tiny bit with the inks that I had, the same inks. And then I simply scribbled lines over it with the fine liner, black fine liner pen. And I also added splatters. Again, I'm proud of adding splatters. I do not do it. I'm scared of doing it. So I was very happy that I could create this look. I also use, these are supposed to be flower centers for some of these, but I actually use them like some extra flowers in between. So yeah, you can go crazy. Nothing is set in stone here. You don't have to be having a perfectly stamped image. Because see, so many of them are not even like the flowers anymore. They have just gone any which way, and still it works. So yeah, very loosey goosey. If you need a nudge in letting loose, then I think these stamps are for you. That is what they did for me. And rest assured, I'll create something that combines the two, so you can get more ideas with that too. Okay, so large watercolor florals and small watercolor florals. Okay, let me set these aside. The next two are something that I try to take from user feedback. I have a existing stamp set on rubberstamps.com which is called as Garden Delights, and it has been a kind of a fan favorite. So it is something that people have liked. So I decided to, and it's a very line drawing kind of a stamp set. I have used it so very often in so many of my cards. Let me show it to you. Here it is. This is just stamp set. It's called as Garden Delights, and I have shared so many. I incidentally picked up cards which were for a Instagram hop, but this is the image, and this is very much a line art kind of a set with the big florals and few dainty sentiments. I tried to do something similar with the next two sets, which are also line art, large florals, and beautiful sentiments. This is the first one of the two. Again, this is also very free, not very constrained. You see the open lines, and very I actually scribbled this on a tissue paper. So yeah, so very free, loose kind of a large floral in a lot of beautiful sentiments. Some of these are what I use when I wish my people happy birthday. So this one is called as Petal Whispers, and what I did with it this time was I created a gatefold card. This card idea and this card came together in really less than 10 minutes, I should say. Heat embossed this on a separate panel, created a top folding card, and covered the card front of that card, put it upside down, covered the card front of that card with a pattern paper, and on the pattern paper I wrote this, or heat embossed this particular sentiment: wishing you a glorious birthday. I debated whether I should put more bling here or something like that, but then I decided to just leave it be. Also, a thing to note, on rubberstamps.com you get cut files for every one of these images. Whether it is large florals, watercolor florals, doesn't matter. You get all the cut files. I only remembered them after I had fussy cut these card myself. So keep that in mind. Add it to your cart. When you're getting the stamp set, you'll immediately multiply the possibilities that you can do with the images themselves. So something to note. So the next card is also similar, and it's one of my most favoritist flower of all times. I love drawing magnolias, and this and peonies, and yeah, I love drawing magnolias the best. I think they are very dainty, very beautiful, and I love them. So this is called as Magnificent Magnolia. Again, a lot of sentiments. The sentiments in this one can go for any everyday cards, or friendship, or even partner, spouse, husband, wife, Valentine's Day, anniversary kind of sentiments. And the card I made for this one is also very similar. Just heat embossed, pattern paper, sentiment, and attach them to make gatefold card. Again, I forgot about, I made both of these at the same time, so obviously I forgot about the cut files, and I ended up remembering them later, and I had fussy cut. You could also do something similar if you have a scan and cut machine, but this wasn't difficult at all, so I just went ahead and fussy cut it while I was there. So this next pair, Petal Whispers and Magnificent Magnolia, of course you will see more inspiration about these also. That is the next two sets, and the final two sets are fun, modern, floral, very easy to layer kind of sets. The first one of them is each of them is called as easy layering florals. One of them is 1, one of them is 2. Yeah, I'm a software engineer. I am used to labeling my variables, variable 1, variable 2, right? So this is how it is. Sorry. This one has outline images and it has solid images. For today's two cards, I have only used the outline images. But definitely I will create more cards using all of them together. So these are the two cards I made. This die cut sentiment is from Spellbinders, and the 3D embossing folder is from Alto Enu. This is just a pattern paper I had in my stash, and then simply arranged the flowers. I left the flowers black and white just to have the full impact. And I really like this. For some reason, I did not even add any bling. That was a surprise. And this is actually inspired by a Bollywood song in which the actress is wearing this combination sari. White embroidery on a purplish pink sari. So that's what inspired this. And I simply went ahead and created this. In fact, for this also I used my brother's Canon cut, and some of them I fussy cut myself, but you have cut files for these also, and I would highly encourage you to add them to your card when you're getting these stamp sets, and it will become so much more easier if you first cut the pieces and then use the spaces in there to line up your stamps and then stamp it. I will demonstrate that in some other video of mine, but I hope you get the idea. Use the cut files for the placement of these flowers, cut blocks or cut these images out, and then use it to stamp, and then you will have so much easy way to use these images. So two inspirations from this one. And then the last one is this one. I love this. I mean, there are so many possibilities here with different I don't know, florals, leaves, sentiments. It's a whole bunch of happy. I should have named this a whole bunch of happy. So this is the card I made. Very springy, and again a whole bunch of happy. I used 3 sentiments from here, and I used the enclosed die cut sentiment. This is from Spellbinders, and again you have combinations that you can do. This is the flower center for this one. Again, you can mix and match these flower centers. These two go together, these 3 go together, these 2, and then yeah, I think this and all the leaves, most of the leaves are standalone, but the rest of the things can go together. So that is it. That is what we have for this particular release and the inspiration. We will have lots of fun things coming up. We will have live, we will have Instagram giveaways, and lots of fun coming up with all these stamp sets in the coming days. So stay tuned, and God bless you. Thank you so much for your support. I mean, without your support and encouragement, I could not have done this. I could not have come this far. I am so grateful. Thank you so very much. Love you guys. Bye.